And before I knew it, I lost my mindset again. I began to recalibrate. You know, everybody doesn't play in the NBA. I'll graduate in 4 years. You know, I just go get a good job. It's okay. It's okay. And the end of my freshman year, my daddy called me on the phone. He asked me a question. He said, son, you're not playing. Why not? Politics, Dad. It's political. My father asked me a question. He says, how did your coach get paid, son? I said, Dad, he gets paid to win. He says, okay, son, if your coach gets paid to win, won't he play the players to give him the best chance to win? He said, son, you got recruited. You took all your visits. You chose Minnesota. You took the time and you chose Minnesota. You told me that you're going to turn that program around. You told me you're going to graduate in 4 years. You told me you're going to make more money in business than you did in sports. One of the core values of our training and development called family was accountability. That was a core value of that training and development organization called the Bond Family, accountability. He said, so go back and do what you said you're going to do. My father reminded me of what I said I was going to do. I went back to my coach's office. I said, Coach, what do I need to do to play in the NBA? He looked confused. This is what I told him. I'm going to become somebody different. What do I need to do to play in the NBA? I'm taking this thing to the next level. We're about to rise up. So for you to be passionate, your logic and your emotions need to be intertwined. See, some of you guys have the intellect and some of you guys have the passion, but you have to have both to be successful in this business. Sharks are hunters and predators. They never stop swimming. In fact, if a shark stops swimming, it will die. If a shark goes backwards, it will die. Think like a shark, act like a shark, and behave like a shark. Can I ask you a question right now? Can I ask you a real question? Not your neighbor, I'm talking to you. What kind of student are you right now in life? You're in charge of your promotion. If you do 5 million and want to get to 10, you're in charge. In order for you to rise up, you better take your game to the next level. Your mindset needs to go to the next level. Your information needs to go to the next level. Your relationships need to go to the next level. Take your money and get information and access, and you will get good habits and good rituals, and you will go to the next level. Coach, what do I need to do to play in the NBA? He said, you can't run, you can't jump, you can't dribble, you can't shoot, and you can't rebound, son. Next year, I'll be your most improved player. I'm going to think, I'm going to execute, and I'm going to win. I'm going to think, I'm going to execute, and I'm going to win. I'm going to execute what I've been trained to do. I'm connected to a shark. I'm connected to the greatest training organization in the world, and when I get home, I'm going to become somebody different. What do I need to do? You need to have an honest self-assessment about what your weaknesses are. And that's how you get to the next level. My sophomore year rolls around. We go all the way to the Sweet 16, and I'm the top 6 man in the country. I go back to my coach. What do I need to do to play in the NBA? The list got shorter. The next year, we went all the way to the Elite 8. We were one shot away from the Final Four, and I was the top 6 man in the country. I carved out a niche. And that's what impact players do. They make their community better. They make their city better. They make their town better. They make realtors better. Be an impact player, and anyone in your life, if they need a shark, you become their shark. All I had to do was have one good year, and I walked right into the NBA. My senior year, everything lines up. But the first game of my senior year, I break my foot. I come back in 6 weeks, and I break my foot a second time. In my mind, my college career was over, and my NBA dreams were dead. I averaged 7 points a game. I got offered a $75,000 job because one of my season ticket holders liked me. Right before I took the job, my daddy called me on the phone. He would always ask the right questions at the right time. He said, you had a tough year, son. What's next? I said, Daddy, I'm going to be a hospital administrator, $75,000 job. He said, not bad, son, but can I ask you a question? Do you believe?
3 bloating foods to avoid.
Corn, bad for gut health.
You're an NBA player? Dad. I only average 7 points a game, Dad. We're not like these other black families that just need basketball, Dad. We're educated, Dad. We're not dependent on basketball, Dad. We're balanced, Dad. We're educated, Dad. I got a $75,000 job, Dad. Do you believe, son? He was checking my mindset. He was checking to see, was I thinking like an A student? Or was I falling back into that C mindset? Do you believe you're an NBA player? I said, yeah, Dad, I do. He said, well, go for it, son. But Dad, I never started in college. But. My father said, you told me, son, that you're going to turn that program around, and you did it from the bench, son. You told me you're going to graduate in 4 years, son. The average student graduates in 5. I'm proud of you. But you told me that you're going to play in the NBA. And you told me you're going to make more money in business than you did in sports. Do you believe you're an NBA ball player? I do, Daddy. Go for it, son. Go for it. I go back to my coach's office, and I said, Coach, what do I need to do to play in the NBA? He teared up. I teared up. He said, I'll be honest with you, son. When I recruited you, I heard you was a mama's boy. But you're not. In fact, you're one of the toughest players I've ever had. I'm a Hall of Fame motivational speaker. I go all over the world running my mouth. But he gave me the greatest compliment I've ever received. He said, you're just like your daddy. My daddy was a shark, and I was a suckerfish. But that moment was my opportunity to turn into a shark myself. If you hang around sharks long enough, it will transform your mindset, and I promise you, you will be like a shark. You will think like a shark. And you can't go backwards, and if you stop swimming, you will die. Bramble Feeney, he can't go backwards, and if he stops swimming, he will die. So ladies and gentlemen, you're connected to the right shark. All you need to do is be a good suckerfish. Success is all around you. Just pay attention. Every time you leave a business meeting, consciously and subconsciously, that person is debriefing you. Are you likable? Do you brighten up a room when you enter, or do you brighten up a room when you leave? Are you good with people? And don't you ever be a parasite, which means don't you ever come to this conference and go back home and do nothing. And then claim, oh, I tried and it didn't work. No. My college basketball coach said, son, I think you should be a motivational speaker. I said, Coach, I can talk the rest of my life. What do I need to do to play in the NBA? He said, if you do these 2 things, you'll play in the NBA. You got to better shoot the 3-point shot with range. And you got to lose about 15 pounds because you don't pass the eyeball test. When I talk about the eyeball test, I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about me. He says the NBA thinks you're a football player trying to play basketball. You got to lose weight to change the perception. I lost 15 pounds, and I became the first ever undrafted rookie free agent in the history of the NBA to start opening night.
All right, guys, we're going to get this call started here in 60 seconds, 60 seconds. So spread the word, spread the word, spread the word. Let everybody know that we will be starting in exactly 60 seconds. So type those OTCs in the chat box and let everybody know so that way we can get the word out and we can start in exactly 60. All right, fam. So let me just push this back just a little bit so we don't have to start another audio.
To do the play in the NBA. He said, if you do these two things, you'll play in the NBA. You got to better shoot the three-point shot with range. And you got to lose about 15 pounds because you don't pass the eyeball test. When I talk about the eyeball test, I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about me. He says the NBA thinks you're a football player trying to play basketball. You got to lose weight to change the perception. I lost 15 pounds. And I became the first ever undrafted rookie free agent in the history of the NBA to start opening night.
Do you know what makes a man sexy? If you're like most.
All right, let's get this call started. There we go. Actually, let me clean this camera up a little bit. It's a little blurry on my side. How is everybody feeling? What's up? What's up? What's up? There we go. That's much better. All right, fam. Grand Rising and happy Tuesday. Hope everybody is having a blessed day. I know I am. I feel amazing. I feel aligned. I feel connected. I feel so good this morning. I don't know about you guys, but I am feeling amazing right now. I just finished my full morning routine. I am connected more than I have in a very long time. Like, it just feels so good to be here today. And, you know, I just got back from the park. We worked out. We did our morning routine. We meditated. We read. We journaled. We did yoga. What else did we do? We prayed. We practiced gratitude. Like, I had my smoothie this morning. Like, man, I just came from outside literally. So I'm still sweating a little bit. But, you know, I'm feeling really, really good this morning to be pouring into the family. I'm at 16 days straight. Type in the chat box, how many days are you into your routine, right? Let's see who's really tapping in. Let's see who's actually doing it this morning. I want to see who's actually doing their morning routine this morning. Type it in the chat box. Are you tapped in, right? Are you tapped in? Let's see who's tapped in. How many days in? I see 21. I see 9. I see 12. I see 9. I see 0. Man, who got 0? Come on. We got 1. We got 16. Somebody lost count. No bueno. 3 weeks, 3 days. 6, 1, 2, 12, 30, 60. Right. Well, let me see what else we have here. 9, 27 days, 76 days, 2 days. Okay, awesome. Well, look, guys, I'm super proud of every single one of you guys, whether you have 1 day, whether you have 10 days, whether you have 30, 60 days. I am very, very, very extremely proud of every single one of us who have decided to start doing this. I think that it's important that all of us understand, you know, the importance of what we're doing right now and everything that is happening in our lives and the way that we're supposed to, you know, elevate ourselves on a day-to-day basis, right? And, you know, doing your morning routine is super key and super valuable. I'm pushing all of us to do so. I'm at 16 days. I know that there's people here that are more ahead than me. I know that there's people here who just started and are working their way to get to where I'm at. But like I said yesterday, guys, remember, there is a testing point, right? Each and every single, you know, one. There's 4 tests, right, throughout this routine, throughout this discipline and consistency journey. The first one is proving that you could do 7 days. Okay, once you prove you could do 7 days, then you have to prove you have to do 21 days. Okay, straight, no days off, Saturdays and Sundays included. Okay, once you do 21 days, the next test after that is 66 days. Okay, and then after 66 days, then it's 90 days to wrap up and make it second nature. But it's so funny because I'm at 16 days already, and it already is starting to get easy for me to wake up, and yoga is getting easier for me. Longer meditations are getting easier for me. 30 minutes of reading is easy for me. Just writing in my journal, everything is just, I can tell how it was in the past and how I would have those thoughts of should I do it or not do it, and now it's like easy. It's just flowing super smooth, fam. So I want you guys to get into it. The hardest test is the jump from 21 to 66. Okay, because when you actually sit down and think about it, right, from week 1 is only 7 days, so it's 1 week. And then from 7 to 21 is 2 weeks. Okay, but from 21 to 66 days, that's about 6 weeks. Okay, it becomes 6 weeks. Okay, so that's very, very important that you do and you understand that. So I'm very excited, but I know that it comes a point where it starts to get easy. So just know that this is the run that we are on. Like I told you guys yesterday, okay? Like I told you guys yesterday, all right? This is going to be the run that changes our lives forever. Remember this. The run that we are on right now, at this very moment right now, here on Tuesday, August 9th at 10:19 a.m. Eastern Time. This is the run that will change our lives and will prepare us for the rest of 2022 and the rest of 2023. Okay. It is going to change our lives. Okay. And I want you guys to type in the chat box, I accept that. Okay. Before we get the call started, let's talk about and let's let everybody know that we accept that. Okay. We accept that. I think it's important that we do so. Super key. All right. It's already getting a little cold in here, which is dope. But let's get it rocking. All right. So yes, everybody's accepting it. Accept it, because I promise you, it's done. It's done. As a matter of fact, I'm looking for ways to, incorporate more things into my morning routine, right? I was talking to my brother Chela this morning. I said, I want to start including a nice little morning jog into my morning routine, right? I've been getting inspired by my mentor, Matt. He goes for a run every morning. I'm like, what if I could wake up a little bit earlier, go for a run the George Washington Bridge, right? Come back, do my yoga, do my meditation, do my reading, do my journaling, do my breath work, do my workout, and now that'll be like a next level thing right there, right? Like that'll take my morning routine just up a little bit more, right? And then finish it off with mornings with Nano. It's over, right? Who thinks we should start doing a little morning run, right? Put a one in the chat box if I should start doing the morning run, right? Because I think that'll be dope, right? I know I could do it. I used to do it all the time. I just since I'm not a baseball player, since I'm not playing baseball like I used to, I don't do it anymore. But if I do it, that means that somebody said I'll be cheering you on. No. You got to do it too, right? You got to do it too, right? So I'm excited. Running is challenging for me. Yeah, that's the reason why we got to start doing it. Balboa style. I'm gonna start running the bridge, which is good because it'll be like a 2 to 3 mile run, which is what it is. So it'll be dope to get that run in every morning, get the work in. Oh my God. And then do yoga. Woo. It'll be awesome. But enough of that. I know I'm excited, guys. I'm telling you, I'm getting so many ideas. I'm getting so many different ideas on how to take myself to the next level. Because remember, you got to understand that you have to do things that you have never, ever, ever done in order for you to get things that you've never had. Okay, understand that. I started doing yoga and my life is changing just because I started doing some yoga. right? So imagine now adding a little 2 mile run every morning. Okay, so that'll be dope. But before we get the call started, we have a good one ahead of us. Let's type down what is one thing that you are grateful for. Okay, what is one thing that you are grateful for? Today we're going to be talking about the law of magnetism. Let me just pin it to the IG right here. But I am grateful for God. I am grateful for his grace. I am grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my healthy mind, my healthy body, and my healthy soul. I am super grateful for my mom. I'm super grateful for my dad, my little brother, my goddaughter, Dadiana. I'm extremely grateful for Katie as well. I'm grateful for my team and the leaders within my organization. I'm grateful for the book that I'm currently reading, which is teaching me so much. We're actually going to be, covering some of the stuff from that book. I'm grateful for I Am Academy. I'm grateful for the whole Mornings with Nano community. I'm grateful for Sana. I'm grateful for Jasmine. I'm grateful for my brother Hansel. I'm grateful for my brother Chele, who's here with me, and all my day one brothers. I'm grateful for the wisdom that I have access to. I'm grateful for, life in general and everything that is providing me nowadays. I'm grateful for the cassava smoothie that I have every morning that gives me all the energy that I need to go out there and attack the day. And just grateful for all of you and all the joy. And thank you guys. Like I said, again, I am very, very proud of each and every single one of us and all the work that we are doing on a day-to-day basis, because it truly shows how many of us truly want to change. And I think that this is what we were missing. Okay, I think that this is what we were missing, was a challenge, a run. Okay, we needed to run towards something, and right now it feels like all of us are running towards something, right? It's either we're running towards our first test, which is the first 7 days. Some of us are running towards the 21 days. Some of us are running towards 66. Some of us are running towards 90, and it all feels like we are all running. Okay, we are all running. Okay. For those wondering about the smoothie, I saw a lot of people, next level, super good. I got the coconut acai, incredible smoothie. Recommend it. I tried it for the first time, see if I would like it, but I'm gonna subscribe and I'm gonna get it every month from now on. So incredible stuff. But let's get you got to get it right from the website, kachava.com. Kachava with a K. Okay. But let's talk about what we're going to talk about today, right? The law of magnetism. Okay. And that was what I was reading this morning. Yep, just like that, Melissa. That was what I was reading about this morning, the law of magnetism. And I feel like, yeah, the YouTube ads definitely got me for sure. I remember telling Katie, like, you think I should get it? She's like, I don't know, like, it's up to you. I'm like, I'm gonna just get it because I just want to know if it's really good. It is what it is, right? But it's good that I'm a risk taker, right? But the law of magnetism, right? The law of magnetism. And it starts off like this: who you are is who you attract. Okay. Who you are is who you attract. Okay. So I need you guys to stay with me here today because I'm going to drop some very valuable sauce. Because as we all know, and I need us all to understand, that the law also of association will determine a lot of our success. Okay, it will determine a lot of our success, who we hang around, who we give our energy to, who we allow in our inner circle. Okay, will determine who we become, right? One of my mentors told me this, and I want you guys to write this down. He said, show me your friends and I will show you your future. I'm gonna repeat that one more time. Show me your friends and I will show you your future. And when he told me that, it made me feel like almost bad, because I'm like, man, like, my friends, I love my friends, like, but my friends don't really, have desire right now. They're not, they don't have the the desire to want to grow or elevate, so it kind of put me in perspective, because I'm like, damn, there has to be something else that I have to do. I need to change in some kind of way, because I still love my friends. Like, still to this day, I still have the same friends that I grew up with. Okay. But I said, I couldn't accept that at the time because I wanted to make sure that I changed so that I can help my friends change. You understand that? Because I didn't see my friends moving in a direction of change. They were in a direction of stagnancy, staying the same. So I said, in order for me to help my friends and their families, I got to be the one that takes the responsibility for all of us to change. I got to be the one that does the morning routine. I got to be the one that steps out of my comfort zone, that takes the risk, that does whatever it takes for me to be able to be the example for them so that now they know, yo, if Nano did it, I can do it. It's not that you cut your friends off, because I never cut my friends off. I love them to death, right? Those are the people that I shared clothes with. Those are the people that when we only had $1, right? Me and Chele, we would go, yo, 50-cent soda, 50-cent soda, right? Or we would do 50-cent soda and chips, and we would literally share the soda and share the chips because that's all we had, right? I remember those days. So how could I ever forget, about my friends when I'm coming up? So when we tell people like to cut off your friends, it's not cut them off all the time, like forever. It means cut yourself away from them for some time so you can take the time to grow. Because sometimes you love your friends so much that you don't want to go away from them, because those are your friends. You love them. You appreciate them. Though you love talking with them, you love chilling with them, you love drinking with them. But for some time you got to cut them because they don't understand what you are trying to accomplish. Only you have that vision. Remember, write this down. God whispers a vision to very few individuals in this world. God whispers a vision to very few individuals in this world. Okay, I need you guys to understand this. Okay, he's going to whisper a vision. Okay, and only a few are actually going to take that vision and write it down. Right? God whispered a vision to me and all of my friends. Right? He whispered that vision to me and all of my friends. A few actually write it down, the others ignore it. I was the one that wrote it down from my group. From all of my friends, I was one of the ones that wrote it down. The other ones kind of ignored it. But because I wrote it down, now I have open doors and I have open paths for friends of mine that can change their lives forever. Because let me tell you guys this, your friends and your family, they will not support you until strangers start to celebrate you. I know you guys have heard this before, but it's the true story. Your friends and your family will not support you until your strangers start to celebrate you. Because think about it. I've made more people money that are strangers in my life than I've actually made my own friends. Do you know that I've made strangers, multiple strangers, 6-figure earners, and even 7-figure earners, but I haven't made any of my friends 6-figure earners? Can you believe that? Think about that. When you actually sit down and think about it, it's crazy. My friends, my people, the people that could call me at any time, text me at any time, hang out with me all the time, I haven't made them 6-figure earners, but I've made people that are strangers, people that I met through Instagram. I've made them 6-figure earners before I made my friends. And you guys got to understand this. It's not your friend's fault either. It's not their fault. It is not their fault, because you know why? Friends see you for who you are. Strangers see you for where you're going. Okay? So my friends see me as Nano from the hood, chilling. We relax, we smoke hookah, we go out, we get lit, we go to parties. That's the image that they have of Nano, right? They know that Nano. Strangers, you guys, right? You guys jump on my calls. You guys believe in my vision. Regardless of how crazy and how big it is, you guys believe it. You guys are like, well, Nano said we're going to make millions. Nano said we're going to live in penthouses. We're going to travel the world. We're going to live a healthy life. We're going to retire our families. You guys see me for where I'm going because you never got to see who I was growing up. So you don't know that Nano, right? But then my friends don't know who you guys know. That's the difference. You see that? So you got to remember and understand that sometimes your friends and your family are not going to support you because guess what? At the end of the day, they're going to see you for who you are. They know you as that girl or that boy who grew up a certain kind of way, who used to like to drink, get lit, do this, do that, went to school. They only know you as that. They don't know you for your dreams. They don't know that God whispered a vision in your ear and that you wrote it down and you have it on a gold card like I do. Think about that. God gave me the vision and I wrote it down. I have it on my gold card. I keep it with me at all time. I have extra gold cards that I put in my pocket. I have it as bookmarks. You gotta paste them all over. Let me see that. Look, I ended up buying this. I'm like, yo, I need to buy a bunch of index cards. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna paste this all over. I was listening to this KT audio, and he was saying, yo, grab your goals and paste them all over. Put them, because I used to have it, but you need to have it all of the time. I used to have it in my house, but I'm going to do it in the bathroom. I'm going to do it on the mirror. I'm going to do it on my ceiling. I'm going to do it everywhere so that everywhere I look, you become that, right? Remember, you become what you think about most of the time. And if it's out of sight, it is out of mind. Okay? You know how true it is? For about the last 2 weeks, I didn't have a gold card because I didn't have any index cards. So all my old gold cards got messed up. I got this yesterday. And since I got it yesterday, I wrote down my goal. And now I see it all the time. Now I'm thinking about it so much more because guess what? I have it on my laptop. I have it as a bookmark. Every chance that I get now, I have it in my pocket. So whenever I reach in my pocket for anything, I feel it. And you know what that does is that the moment that my hand goes in my pocket and it feels the index card, right? The moment it feels the index card, it sends a magnetic, pulse to my brain telling me about my goals. Yo, Neno, those are your goals. And naturally, you just start to think about them because guess what? You know that your goal card is in your pocket. So I started to do that as well. But that's a whole nother conversation. Let's talk about what we came here to talk about, which is the law of magnetism, right? Now, this is important stuff. He says, John C. Maxwell said, believe it or not, who you attract is not determined by what you want. It is determined by who you are. So the people in your life that you start to attract is not determined on what you want. It's determined on who you are, what qualities of a person you are. Now we're going to do a little exercise on this call really fast. Okay. If you wanted to attract a certain leader or a certain friend into your life, I want you to write down what are some of the qualities of a person that you would want in that individual, right? What qualities do you want in that person? Whether it's, they're consistent, they're organized. I want you guys to give me some ideas. If you wanted to attract somebody really good into your life, a leader, a business partner, right? What kind of qualities do they need to have? Okay, what qualities do you want these individuals to have? I want to see it right here. All right, we see confidence, passionate, loyal, coachable, honest, disciplined, teachable, attention, motivational, consistent, durable, respect, willing, driven, team player, determined, disciplined, generous, coachable, driven, optimistic, organized, self-motivated. Right? Now, willing, right? Resilient, successful, humble, reliable. Okay. Now, faithful. Now, think about this really quick. I want you guys to think about this really quick. Think about all the qualities that we saw, right? There were some qualities in there that were very consistent, right? Right? What were some of the qualities that were extremely consistent there? We wanted somebody that was confident. We wanted somebody that was consistent, disciplined, loyal. Okay, these were the ones that I heard a lot. Willing, coachable, right? In the book, he asked me to say, yo, what qualities would I want in a person, right? So I says, my people would have these qualities. I said, burning desire to win, coachable, resilient, passionate, God-driven, curious, and the ability to deal with failure, right? Now, remember those things that you wrote down, okay? Remember the things that you wrote down, because remember this, the only way that you can attract those kind of people in your life is if you have those qualities. So if you want to attract consistent people, you need to be consistent. You want to attract individuals who are hardworking, you need to be hardworking. You want to have people who are passionate, all right? Right? Do you want people who are passionate about what they do? You need to be passionate about what they do, about what you do. You're going to have to develop those qualities yourself, because let me tell you guys something. If you guys have a team and you have people, listen to this very closely. If you have people in your team who are lazy, inconsistent, unorganized, okay, they lack discipline, they lack passion, they lack desire, they're not connected with God. If you have people in your business and people in your life that you are attracting that are like that, then guess what? They are a reflection of you. Don't be mad that people aren't building your business, because you're probably not building the business. Don't be mad that people aren't being consistent with their word, because you're not being consistent with your word. Don't be mad that people are lacking passion about what they do, because you're lacking passion. Don't be mad that people quit and fold when things get hard, because you're doing the same thing. Whenever you start to see the people that you are attracting, you need to change. Because you guys got to remember this. People will only do what you do good half as good. I need you guys to remember this. Whatever you do good, the people you attract will do it half as good. But whatever you do bad, the people that you attract will do it twice as bad. You see how that works? So if you attract somebody into your business, they're only going to do what you do half as good. Okay, so if you're extremely consistent, they're only going to be half of that to start. Okay, can they develop that? Absolutely, yes. Right? But most people, they're only going to do what you do half as good, and whatever you do bad, they're going to do it twice as bad. Because remember, they're only going to do what they see, not what you say. Right? I have leaders in my organization that are following my every lead, my every move, right? Because they're not going based off of what I'm saying. They're going based off of what I'm doing. So they see me waking up early, they're waking up early. They're seeing me staying consistent for 7 days in a row, they're staying consistent for 7 days in a row. They're seeing me enrolling people into the business, they're enrolling people into the business. They see me running events, going on tour, they running events, they going on tour. They see me eating healthier, they're eating healthier. Right? As a leader of an organization, you have to be the example. And you know what's funny? That as you start to grow, I'm naturally now attracting people into my business that already have those qualities. Right? They already have those qualities. Right? I'm attracting people into my business that already do morning routines, that are already passionate, that are already consistent, that are already doing the things that I've been developing over the last few years. But had I never developed them, I would have never attracted them, because it would have never been a match. It's crazy how this works. I am living it right now as we live. right? Just recently, I had a good amount of people join my business, right? There was this one individual that joined my business that literally before I even met her, okay, she was already doing the things that I have been doing for years. Morning routine on the beach, the whole nine, reading, journaling, you name it, she was doing it all. Mind you, I never met her a day in my life, never talked to her, but guess what? We naturally attracted each other into each other's lives because we were vibrating at the same level, right? You attract who you are. Had I been a lazy, undisciplined, no morning routine kind of person, I wouldn't have been able to attract a leader of that magnitude into my business. But because I've become that, okay, I can only attract people of that magnitude. This is how it works. And if you want to increase your business and you want to increase the results, you need to become that. I remember going to a training at one point, and I remember hearing this individual talk about, you know, what are the 10 qualities that you want to develop as a Matt, my brother, love you, fam, right? He talked about developing the qualities as a person first before you go out there. So I remember that whole summer I worked on those qualities as an individual. I wanted to become more consistent. I wanted to be more God driven. I wanted to be more organized. I wanted to do all of those things, right? So that whole summer I dedicated it to developing those qualities. Okay, what am I going to do to be more consistent? What am I going to do to get closer to God? What am I going to do to be more resilient, right? I need to be resilient. What is resiliency? The ability to go from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm, right? I want to attract resilient people. If there's one thing that I want and people that I attract into my business is resiliency. Like I said again, what is resiliency? Resilient is the individual that is able to go from failure to failure without losing his enthusiasm, right? And if we look up the definition of enthusiasm, right? The definition of enthusiasm, right, is intense and eager enjoyment, interest, and approval, right? That's what enthusiasm is, right? Enthusiasm, why does it keep messing me up, right? It's a tongue twister. Is intense and eager enjoyment, right? So how can you keep the enjoyment through the failures? Enthusiasm. Got it. Right? Enthusiasm. Got it. Okay, because it was a tongue twister when you had to say it back to back, right? Enthusiasm. Got it. Okay. So enthusiasm is the ability, resiliency is the ability, all right, to go from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm, right? And what did we say it was? We said it is the intense, eager, and enjoyment. So that's what they said, right? You got to be able to keep that joy, that passion, that love, even though you're failing, right? Can you do that? Can you keep that joy? Can you keep that excitement even though you're failing, even though you blew that trading account, even though that person left your business, even though it's been a month without you creating any results? Can you continue to keep that enthusiasm, that burning desire? Can you keep it through the failures? I look for people that have that quality. That is one of the main qualities that I'm looking for in somebody, because those are the qualities that help you last long term, right? So one of the qualities that I had to develop was my resiliency. So when I would fail, I would celebrate it. When I would fail, I would remember that. I would be like, okay, I can't be the one that when I fail, because I used to be the one that when I would fail, I would take days off. You know, when I would fail, I would let the situation become bigger than me. You know, I would let myself down. I would stop working. I would stop doing what I was doing. I would get very discouraged. But then what I started to say was like, the thing what I started to realize was that because I was like that, my leaders and the people I was attracting were the exact same. And remember, whatever I do bad, they're going to do it twice as bad. So if I'm already that bad, if I'm already allowing the failures to affect me to that level, imagine what they're going to do. What's twice as bad as that? They're going to quit. That's why I was wondering. I'm like, bro, how are people quitting? I was so confused. I was like, how can you quit on the best opportunity in the world? How can you quit on an opportunity to help you help your family? Think about that. How can you quit on something that is going to help your family, that is going to help your future? And I would sit there confused, like, bro, holding my head, scratching. I'm like, yo, what the hell is going on here, bro? What is really going on here? Right? Thank you, bro. What is really going on here? And then I started to realize that it was because of me. I was like, Nano, when you fail, right? When you fail, you let it get the best of you. When you fail, you let it come over you. You make sure that you stop working, you stop doing your morning routine, you stop showing up, you do all of these things. So guess what? You're going to attract people that are not only going to do that, but they're going to do that twice as bad, which means twice as bad as that is just quitting. Twice as bad as what I'm doing is just quitting. So I would attract people into my business that will leave after a month, that will leave after their first failure. And I was like, can't believe this, bro. Freaking sucked. If I'm honest with you, it sucked. You know how bad it sucked to build a business and then have it fall apart? Build a business and then have it fall apart. Build a business and then have it fall apart over and over and over again because of the people that I was attracting into my business based off of me. But you know what I was doing? Nah, bro, it's on them. They don't want it as bad as I do, and they don't grind. And I was blaming it on them because I didn't want to take responsibility. But then when I looked in the mirror, I was like, Nano, it's a reflection of you, my brother. It's a reflection of you, my brother. Wake up. You keep letting the failures get the best of you. Guess what? If you letting them get the best of you, not only are the people that you attract gonna let it get the best of you, best of them, they're gonna end up quitting because they're gonna do it twice as bad. And that was one of the biggest breakthroughs I had. So then you know what I did? I said from now on, when I fail, I'm gonna stay with it. I'm gonna stay happy. I'm gonna stay positive. I'm gonna make sure that I turn every situation that happens in my life into a positive. Every situation that happens in my life, I'm going to turn it into a positive. Every single one. This happened in my business, celebrate it. And I started to really develop that resiliency. And guess what? Now I have leaders that they fail and they keep going. Now I attract people that understand the importance of failure. Now I'm attracting people that understand the importance of challenges and obstacles. And they're happy when they go through it. Not all of them. I'll be lying to you guys if I say every single one of them. But for the most part, a pretty good amount of them, the ones closest to me, they got that quality. Because guess what? We made the adjustment. Okay? So you got to remember that. Okay? Make sure you guys get that. Put a 3 in the chat box if you're getting value from this so far. Right? If you're getting value from this. Right? This is what he said. Right? He said, if you ever recruited or hired anybody in your life, okay, you will probably find that the people who follow you share a common ground in several of these key areas. Okay. Okay, so listen to this, and I'm gonna go over a few key areas that he covers on this. Okay, so he said this. He says, take a look at the following characteristics. Listen to this. A lot of you guys are gonna be able to relate to a lot of this stuff. He said, if you have ever recruited or hired anybody, you will probably find that you and the people who follow you share a common ground in several of these key areas. So I'm gonna go over a few areas right here. Let me see. I'm gonna go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna go over 7 key areas and then we're gonna wrap it up. All right. The first one is generation. The first key area is generation, right? This is what he says about generations. He says, most organizations reflect the characteristics of their key leaders, and that includes their age. During the dot-com boom of the 1990s, thousands of companies were founded by people in their 20s and early 30s. And who did they hire? Others in their 20s and 30s. It's just about any type of organization, and most of the time, people who come on board are similar age to the leaders who hire them. Often that occurs in almost all businesses. So what he's talking about is mostly age when it comes to generation, right? For the most part, you will attract people in your age range, right? Right? You're going to attract people in your age range. For example, me, majority of the people in my business are 20 to 30 years old. 20 to 30 years young. Let's use it a little better. They're 20 to 30 years young. Does anybody else relate with that, right? Type a 1 in the chat box if that relates with you, with that first key area, which is generation, right? Are you, for the most part, attracting people within your age range? Right now, do I have people who are a little bit older? Yes, absolutely. Of course, I have people that are, in their 30s, their 40s, even in their 60s, right? But for the most part, for the majority, I would say at least 85 to 90% of the people within my team and my organization, they are within the ages of 20 to 30 years old. Okay, for the most part. Okay, and if you're attracting older people, then I guess you just have an older soul, I guess, right? I don't know. But I also attract a lot of young people too in my business. You know why? Because I have a young soul. Like, I'm super young within the soul. I may be 28 years young, but my little brother and the people I hang out with are actually young. So I have a very young soul. So I still attract a lot of young individuals in my life, right? So the first one is generation. Number 2, okay, this is a key area, is attitude. Okay, is attitude. All right, he said this: rarely have I seen positive and negative people attracted to each other. People who view life as a series of opportunities and exciting challenges don't want to hear others talk about how bad things are all the time. And that's very true, right? For example, right, you guys got to remember, okay, I'm such a positive person. I'm such a good attitude person. If anybody comes around me talking about problems and this and that, I don't really want to hear it, because I'm such a positive person. I'm the type of person that looks at every opportunity that happens in my life as a way to grow. There's people that come up to me and they talk to me about their problems, and the way that they talk to me about their problems is not the way that I would talk about the problems. Like, I would be like, okay, how can I take advantage of this? Like, bro, I have this problem going on in my life right now. Like, I'm really going through this challenge right now, bro. But I cannot wait to figure out what's the treasure in this challenge. Like, I'm working hard every day, bro, to figure out how I can get through this challenge, how I can get the best from this challenge, how I'm going to be able to, find the treasure in this challenge. I'm not the person that's going to sit there and be like, man, bro, I'm going through this and, I'm just stressed, man. I don't know what to do. I'm stuck. It just sucks, man, to be in this position, and that's not who I am, right? I'm not the person to sit there and talk about my problems. I'm the person that's looking for the opportunity. Where's the blessing? Where's the treasure? How can we be positive about it? I'm the one that it could be the most negative situation in the world, and I'm looking for the one positive thing about it. That's Nano. I'm the person that will turn the most negative situation into a positive. That's a good attitude. He says, attitude is one of the most contagious qualities of a human. He says, attitude is one of the most contagious qualities a human being possesses. People with good attitudes tend to make people around them feel more positive. Those with a terrible attitude tend to bring others down. Type a 2 in the chat box if you've ever had somebody around you that had a terrible attitude bring you down, right? Because of their attitude. Put a 2, because I'm gonna put a 2 in the chat box because it's happened to me so many times. I've had people around me who had bad attitudes that brought me down. Their attitudes caused me to believe that what they were believing was true. Now, type a 3 in the chat box if you ever had somebody around you that had a really good attitude and they inspired you and they pushed you and they made you think more positive and they expanded your mind. You see the difference? You want to be the person. And if look, there was one thing that I read, right? I read the book How to Win Friends and Influence People. And I remember about 2 things about the book, right? I usually remember a few things about every book that I read, right? But if there is one thing that I remember that never, ever left me, all right, was that every person you meet, leave them with an impression of increase. He said, every person you meet from this point moving forward, leave them with an impression of increase. What does he mean by that? Right? Every person you talk to, every person that comes around you, leave them with the impression that they can do more, that they can become more, inspire them, push them, speak life into people. Leave them with the impression of increase, which means that they can become more, be more, and do more. Right? If you come around me and you hang around me, I will get you to believe that you can change the world. I will get you to believe that you can change the world if you hang around me long enough. No cap. You hang around me long enough and I will get you to believe that we can buy that $50 million penthouse on the beach. Why not? If you ever get a chance, if anyone who has ever met me on this call, they can tell you that I naturally do that unconsciously already. I do it on this call, right? My goal when I jump on this call is to leave you guys with an impression of increase, giving you guys the inspiration to do more, helping you guys believe that you can do more, that you can become more. That is something that I already do unconsciously for us. I never want you guys to jump off this call and be like, damn, Nano's attitude was terrible, bro. I feel terrible right now. I want you guys to jump off this call and be like, yo, I'm ready to take over the world. I'm ready to go build my business. I'm ready to go be consistent for 21 days like Nano. I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to do that. I'm not going to quit. I want you guys to feel like that. It's important that you have that attitude and you got to develop that attitude. It didn't happen overnight. Remember, I wasn't always the most positive person. I used to be negative. I used to not believe. I used to be doubtful. I used to allow the outside circumstances to affect me, but I had to develop that attitude, right? So if you want to attract people with similar attitudes, you got to have that attitude. That was number 2. We said number 3 was your background. Okay? Your background. Okay? He says people attract and are attracted to others of similar background. He said blue-collar workers tend to stick together. Employers tend to hire people of the same race. People with education tend to respect and value others who are also well educated. This natural magnetism is so strong that organizations that value diversity have to fight against it. So you will attract people of similar backgrounds to you. It's the truth. Very, very, very true. Okay, I attract a lot of people who are very similar to me in terms of background. Okay, and this is important. You got to see that. Okay, this is some of the things that you're going to attract, right? I've attracted, right, a lot of people who are very similar in background to me. A lot of network marketers, like-minded individuals, Hispanic. Okay, I've attracted a lot of people that are literally just like me, that come from the same background as me. Okay, so that was number 3, the background. Okay, values is the 4th key thing. The values, right? Let me read this one to you guys. He said, people are attracted to leaders whose values are similar to their own, right? And then he says, right here, and they give an example of President John Kennedy. Let me give you guys some sauce right here from what he said. He said, if you have high character, right? If you have character, you will attract people of character. If you don't have character, you will attract people of no character. Okay, that's what values are. What do you value, right? If you value family, you will attract people that value family. Okay, there's a lot of, look, I value family heavy, right? Type of 5 in the chat box if you also value family on this call, right? If you value family, put a 5 in the chat box, right? We attracted each other due to our values in certain areas. Some of us, if you look back, look, let's keep it G, right? If we look at the generation, for the most part, a good amount of people on these calls are about, between, from the numbers that we did, I remember we did some numbers in the past. Most people, majority of the people on the call are from the age of 18 to, I forgot how old, 25. And then there's a good amount of people from 25 to about 40 years old, right? So when it comes to generation, there's a lot of people here that we attracted, right? When it comes to attitude, a lot of you on here are very positive, just like me. A lot of you guys also have, really good qualities when it comes to consistency and when it comes to believing in yourself and speaking life into people. Like, I've met some of you guys in person, right? And I know I've been able to have a chance to talk to some of you guys, and you guys are very similar to me in a way, right? And if you're not, you are working towards becoming that, right? A lot of us have similar backgrounds. We come from low income families, okay? A lot of us come from immigrant families, okay? A lot of us value the same things as well. Okay, think about this. I attracted you guys into my life, believe it or not, right? I started these calls with 10 to 15 people. Now we get thousands of people hopping on every morning, and thousands have been impacted. But all of us either have similar values and attitudes, or we are developing them in one way or another, right? Some of you guys already came with those values and those attitudes, and some of you guys didn't, but those that didn't are now developing them so that they can become a part of the group. That's how it works, okay? So the values are very key. What do you value? I value family. I value God. I value my self-mastery. I value my team. I value my purpose. Okay, I value these things. I place high value on my family. I place high value on my health. I place high value on certain things in my life. And I value my mentors. Okay, I value a lot of different things, but it seems like we all value similar things as well when we sit down and actually think about it. Because I know everybody on this call values family. I know we all value mentorship. We all value our health. We all value God, right? We all value very similar things. I was telling you guys this the other day, how I said, I am so grateful because, at the end of the call, nobody leaves the call waiting for the prayer to happen, which tells me that we have a lot of God-driven people on this call, which makes me super grateful. Regardless of whatever you believe in, whether you believe in God or whether you believe in the universe, we all know that there is a higher power. Okay. And at the end of the day, we all value that very strongly. We all believe in that higher power. We all value that higher power, whether it's the universe, whether it's God, whether it's whatever it is. Okay. We all value a higher power, and that's important. Okay. And that's key. So that was number 4, your values. Number 5 was energy. We talked about this the other day. What did I say right? We said your energy is what, guys? Finish it in the chat if you remember. Your energy is what? Your energy is, nope, not transferred. There you go, CJ. Your energy is your new identity. Your energy is your new identity. Why? Because your energy will introduce you before you introduce yourself. Make sure you write that one down. Your energy will introduce you before you introduce yourself, right? You don't believe me? I give you guys this example every time, right? You ever had somebody walk into the room or walk into a room that you're in, and you right away feel their energy, and you're like, damn, that person's energy sucks. You could just tell because of their facial expression, their posture, everything. You can just tell that they have bad energy, right? One in the chat box, if that ever happened to you, right? Guess what? That person that walked in the room, right? Their energy just introduced them before they introduced themselves. It's worse when they get into the car. Facts. You can easily identify that, right? Like, yo, that person's energy is weird, man. And my dogs won't start barking at them. They gotta, that's straight facts. Yo, when Hazel, if somebody ever walked in the house and Hazel, like, this is how I knew if the person's energy was off or not, because Hazel was a really good sense of character, right? Hazel would always bark. If she didn't know you, she would bark at you. But once you were in and she would see you and she would see that you were friends with me and everything, then she will let go and she will love you, right? But if she didn't like you and she felt like your energy was off, bro, she was always barking at you. She would follow you. She would follow you everywhere. She would see what you were doing. She would be like, what's up with this guy? Like, it was like, I could tell whose energy was off based off of Hazel, no cap. Seriously. Anybody who would come into my house and Hazel's energy went off, I knew that that person's energy was off. Seriously. No cap. KD's here. Francis is here. KD's here. They could tell you guys. Adam's been to my house multiple times, right? But look, she loves KD. She loves KD. She loves, Adam. She loves Francis. She loves, they love her, right? But there were people that would walk in and she would not mess with them at all because their energy would introduce them before they even introduced themselves. The cable guy, you remember the cable guy? The cable guy had bad energy, bro. Yeah, the cable guy had bad energy. I remember that. She was not with the cable guy. I remember a few people in particular, actually. So you got to pay attention to that. But look at what he said about energy. He said, it's a good thing that people with similar levels of energy are attracted to one another, because when you pair a high energy person with a low energy person and ask them to work closely together, they can drive one another crazy. The high energy person thinks that the low energy one is lazy, and the low energy person thinks that the high energy one is insane. And that is so true. That is so, so true. If you guys were low energy people, you guys would not even like me. I'm sure, obviously, in 3 years, that there were people that jumped on mornings with Nana and were like, yo, this guy's energy is way too high for me. I can't do this. No, I'm out of here. You know why I know? Because I've had people tell me that. I've had people that told me that, yo, when I first jumped on your call, I didn't like it, bro, to be honest. And then I gave it another chance again. And then eventually I started to like it. And you know what? I asked him, I was like, were you in a better place when you did it? And she was like, yeah. There were people, I've had people tell me like, yo, I'm not a morning person and all of that. And when I first jumped on your call, I didn't like it. But because my friends kept playing you all the time, I ended up liking your call. I ended up liking your call over time, right? So But why was that? It was because I'm such a high energy individual. I jump on the call and I'm like, Grand Rising, guys, happy smiles, Grand Rising, gratitude, let's work, morning routine. I hold you guys accountable. I give you guys tough love. I show you guys a lot of love. And some people are not ready for that energy. Some people can't accept that kind of energy because they've never had that kind of energy in their life. Most people are not up in the morning listening to somebody speak to them. You understand what I'm saying? So you want to only associate yourself with high level and with high energy individuals. All right. That was number 5. And then number 6 was giftedness. Right. Number 6 is giftedness. Now, what are we going over? We're going over key areas that you want to identify when it comes to attracting people. Right. Giftedness. Right. What does that mean? People do not go out looking for mediocre leaders to follow. People are attracted to talent and excellence, especially in their area of giftedness. They are most likely to respect and follow someone who possesses their kind of talent. Business people want to follow bosses with skill in the building of an organization or making a profit. Football players want to follow coaches with great football talent. Creative people want to follow leaders who are willing to think outside the box. Like attracts like. That may seem pretty obvious, yet I've met many leaders who expect highly talented people to follow them, even though they neither possess nor express value for people's giftedness. Okay, so for example, I follow Matt Rosa because Matt has that giftedness, right? He has that level of talent and excellence, right? He is the number 3 network marketer in the world. Okay, he is a $1 million Hall of Famer. Okay, he's made, I'm not gonna say how much money, but he's made multiple 8 figures. He's married. He's the man. He retired his family. That is somebody I want to follow because, like he says, people do not go out looking for mediocre leaders to follow. I'm not looking for a mediocre leader to follow, right? He says people are attracted to talent and excellence, especially in the area. So we look to follow people that have the qualities and the things that we want. Okay. For example, right? Matt is Michael Jordan. I am Kobe Bryant, right? But it's so funny because yesterday, my brother Francis, he told me, yo, you my MJ and I'm Kobe Bryant. So it's funny how it just roles switch, right? I'm the mentee to the mentor, but sometimes I'm the mentor to the mentee. And it all works. And it's funny because the same thing that he said to me is the same things that I've said to Matt. I said, bro, you are my Michael Jordan and I am Kobe Bryant. Because if you know Kobe Bryant's story, Kobe wanted to be exactly like Mike, right? And not in terms of, success or like trying to be Michael Jordan. He wanted to develop the qualities of Michael Jordan. He wanted to develop the mindset, the passion, the love for the game, the details. He wanted to develop the qualities of it. Okay. And he was the closest thing that ever came to that. And remember, Michael Jordan was the greatest basketball player to ever do it. So all he wanted to do was, in order for him to be the greatest to ever do it, he had to do what the greatest to ever do it was doing. So in order for me to be a top 5 network marketer, okay, I have to do what a top 5 network marketer does. I have to perform like a top network marketer does. I have to have the attitude. I have to have the values. I have to have what a top network marketer has. That's what it takes. Giftedness, number 6. And then number 7, and the last one is leadership ability. Leadership ability. He says, finally, the people you attract will have leadership ability similar to your own. I need you guys to listen to this. This is very important. As I said in discussing the law of respect, People naturally follow leaders stronger than themselves. But you also have to factor in the law of magnetism, which states who you are is who you attract. Listen to this right here. If you are a 7 when it comes to leadership, you are most likely to attract 5 and 6s into your business. All right. The leaders you attract will be similar in style and ability to you. So, for example, if I am a level 8 in leadership, I am going to attract level 6 and level 7 leaders. For the most part, I won't attract level 1 and level 2 leaders. I'm going to attract who I am a little bit below. So the reason why I'm now reading leadership books is because I want to grow in my leadership so that I can grow in my leadership so that now the leaders that I attract are a lot bigger, stronger, and more wiser. Because the more that I grow as a leader, the better the leaders I attract. So if you're not happy with the people that you are attracting, you need to grow your leadership more. I'm telling you, that's what it is, right? I'm happy with the people I'm attracting into my business. I attract great leaders into my business. But I'm like, now it's time to attract another next level of leadership into my business, which means I have to develop these things. I had to develop the areas in my life where I'm weak, the areas in my life where I need to develop more and more and more and more and more. And sometimes that's what you guys are missing. Maybe you just need to work on your leadership. I realize the stuff. Look, right now, let me tell you guys my main focus is right now when it comes to personal growth, right? My main focus right now and what I'm studying is leadership. Okay. I'm studying spirituality. Okay. The mind, the body, and the soul. And I'm studying my health. Those are the 3 areas in my life that are my focus for the rest of 2022. Those are the only books I'm going to be reading for the rest of 2022. Those are the only audios, the only events that I'm going to be focused on for the rest of 2022. Anything that could help me with my leadership, anything that can help me with my mind, my body, and my soul. Wait till you guys see the next book I'm going to read. Next level stuff, right? Real next level stuff. And then my health. And you know what's funny? I'm already attracting people into my business that are more health conscious than I am and are helping me with everything else. So those are the 7 key factors and qualities that you want to pay attention to and you want to start to develop and you want to become aware of. Okay, I'm gonna go over them one more time and then we'll wrap it up because I see it's already 11:20. Time flies, bro. It's crazy, right? We said number 1 was generation, right? Number 2 is attitude. Number 3 is background. Number 4 is values. Number 5 is energy. Number 6 is giftedness. And number 7 is leadership ability. Thank you for dropping that, Danny. In the daytime, I focus on leadership. In the nighttime, I focus on The Feeling is a Secret and The Power of Awareness. Those are the only 2 books I read at night. Good stuff. Work on yourself. And you know what's funny? That everything that I talk to you guys about every single day, it's, if you actually sit down and think about it, I'm saying the same thing in different ways, right? Who has noticed that? Has anyone noticed that? Or are you guys sleeping? Have you guys realized that everything that I'm saying kind of goes hand in hand with everything? It's kind of like the same thing, but just said in different ways. In reality, it really is what I'm doing. I'm getting you guys to remember, because repetition is the key. And it's not that I want to say the same things all over again. It's that I want to install it in your mind. Because what's the point of me teaching you one thing and then never talking about it again? You're probably going to close your notebook and never go back to the notes again. But if I'm consistently talking about the morning routine, consistently talking about your energy, consistently talking about your feelings, consistently talking about it, consistently, you'll be like, oh, damn. There's been things that I've said for a week that all of it went over your head. But then the last time I said it, it hit different. But you didn't realize that I had said that for a whole week. But because I had been pouring into you for so many days, it finally hit you because you've been growing. Right? How many of you guys, I want you guys to be honest, before you jumped on Mornings with Nano, we're not doing a morning routine. And because of how many times you've heard me say it, you now do a morning routine. Put a 7 in the chat box. If before Mornings with Nano, you didn't have a morning routine, and because you've heard me say it so many times, you now do it. Right? Somebody said me for sure. Never knew it was a thing. Me too. But when I saw what it did for me, I was like, nah, I got to put everybody onto a morning routine. And I'm sure that there's people that already had morning routines, and that's fine, and that's cool. That's amazing, right? Francis told me, he said he thought it was a joke. He used to think that meditation and reading and all of that stuff was a joke. People used to make fun of me. They probably still do. There's people out there that for sure look at me and be like, yo, this guy is crazy. People probably looked at my CJ text me yesterday. He was like, yo, people probably saw you hugging that tree and thought that you had lost your mind, my brother. But they just don't know what they don't know. They just don't know what they don't know. Right? They just don't know. Seriously, you're like, yo, bro, they probably thought that you lost your mind when they saw you hugging that tree. But I'm like, yo, they just don't know, my brother. They just don't understand. They don't understand that we are all connected in some kind of way, shape, or form. All living things are connected. There's so much energy in a tree. Life-changing stuff. All right, fam. So let's wrap it up right there. If you got value from this, keep putting fire emojis in the chat box. Keep putting fire emojis. Keep putting 7s. We're going to do a quick prayer, and then we're going to wrap it up. Really quick, guys, if you guys haven't liked this video, like this video. If you guys haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel. I do these calls every day at 10 a.m. They start about 10:15 and they go to like about 11:15. I've been going a little bit over the last few days, which I'm not supposed to in reality, because I have stuff that I got to do after this. But let's make sure that we stay locked in with everything, fam. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram at Long Live Nano. Remember, I will never ask you for money. I will never ask you how's your trade going. I probably won't ever even ask you what's up, how these fake pages. It's like crazy, okay, how it works, okay? But just know that I'm here for you guys. I love you guys all so much. Thank you guys for your support, your ability to show up. I'm going to plan something super dope for Mornings with Nano. I'm planning something where I'm going to bring in a few guest speakers so you guys can hear from some different people. I know you guys been hearing a lot from me lately. So I want to be able to give you guys some value from some other people. So I'm going to be doing a little blitz here, most likely towards the end of the month, so that you guys can get some value from some new people and be able to learn. But the thing is that I'm very careful with who I let in with my family, right? The same way I am with my friends. Right now, I'm gonna do a Mornings with Nano boot camp for sure. But the same way I am with my friends is the same way I am with you guys, my family. I gotta know the person. I gotta trust the person. I gotta know that they have the right intentions, the right energy. Because if they're gonna come in and pour into you guys, I gotta make sure that they're the right people. So it's not that I don't like sharing these calls with people. It's just that they're just certain people that they're not who they say they are. And I'm not going to allow you guys to be exposed to these fakes that are just trying to be so on and so forth. All right, fam. So I want to make sure that anybody I ever get on these calls, they are a real one. Right. So super key. All right. So real quick prayer. Let's bow our heads and let's pray. Father God, thank you so much for blessing us with another beautiful day where we can wake up and serve our purpose. And we are just so thankful for everything that you're doing for us every day. We just want to give you all the glory, God. Thank you for all that you've been doing for us over the last 2 weeks. We want to thank you for the strength that you've developed within inside of us. I want to thank you for the courage. I want to thank you for the awareness that we've been able to develop. I want to thank you for the productiveness that we've been able to do. I want to thank you for protecting us, for guiding us, for pouring into us. Like these last 2 weeks, God, we can see the change in the energy. And we just want to thank you, God, for that, because you've been a huge part in that. And we want to give you all the thanks and all the glory, because our whole lives are about to change due to this run. You gave us the idea. You woke us up. You developed us all year for this run. And this is the run of our lives. And you are standing right next to us, and you are leading the way for us. So, God, I just want you to know that we are just so, so thankful. And I speak on behalf of everyone that is on this call listening right now. I want you to know that we are all extremely thankful from the bottom of our hearts for all that you continue to do for us, for protecting us, for guiding us, for giving us the strength that we need to stay consistent with our routines and continue to work on ourselves. And every single person that you've put your hand over and you've healed them and you've allowed them to forgive, thank you, God, because there's a lot of people that need that healing. And if there's still some people that you're working on, God, keep working on them. Keep working on them, God, because trust me, they're going to break out of that. And eventually we're going to have everybody moving in the same direction at the same pace, moving in unison towards that goal, towards that purpose that you've given us, Father. So we love you. We appreciate you. Let's go out there and have a beautiful Tuesday filled with your abundance and your grace. And in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. Let's go. Man, that prayer was lit. That prayer was lit. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Man, now, yo, for real, God's been looking out for us. For real. God really been looking out for us. Think about that. Think about our energies over the last 2 weeks. Do you guys feel it too? Like, think about it. God really been looking out for us on some real, like, think about that. Like, think about the shifts that have happened in your life over the last 2 weeks. Think about the experiences that you're having. Think about the energy. Think about how consistent you've been. Think about the things that have been happening in your life the last 2 weeks. Make sure that not only are you giving thanks to God while we're doing this on this call, make sure you take the time after this call and before you go to bed and while you're in meditation or whatever to thank him as well, because he is working wonders in our lives right now. And this is only the beginning. He challenged us for a good amount of time. He worked on us. He put us through challenges, but I feel like we're out of that already. Right? We're out of those challenges. That's it. If you're still in the challenges, it's because you're still focusing on them. But the energy has shifted, guys. If you're still having challenges in your life, it's because you're still focusing on the challenges. We already shifted. A lot of us have shifted. Some haven't, some will. But a lot of us have shifted. Shift your energy to success, abundance, glory, everything, because the energy is here. Before it wasn't. The door has opened. You just got to walk through. Pay attention. Turn around. Remember, like the story in the book. Man, what's the name of this book? The Quantum Leap book. U squared. Right? The fly story. Right? Don't be the fly on the windowsill. Just continue to hit the window. Continue to deal with your challenges. Sometimes you just got to turn around and the window is open right behind you. And it can let you out and you can go wherever you want to go. Don't be the fly hitting the window and keep trying the same thing over and over and over again. Change the direction. Do what we're all doing. Start staying consistent with your morning routine like we're all doing together. Okay, everybody here is staying consistent with their morning routine. We are on a run, no days off, 7 days a week. That's all you have to do. And everything else will fall into place for us. Imagine when we're all double digits. Imagine when everybody on this call is 21 days, 30 days, 40 days, 50 days in. Oh my, I cannot wait, bro. I'm like a little kid because I cannot wait to see where we're gonna be at when it's 40 to 50 days in and I'm dropping down. Yo, guys, how many days you guys have consistently? And everybody's dropping down 40, 50, 40, 50, 42, 41, 52, 60. Blah, blah, blah. Yo, I'm about to hit 66 days, bro. Yo, that's gonna be so lit, bro. It's gonna be so lit. I already know it's gonna be crazy. So just know the amount of success that we're going to reach these last few months are going to be incredible, guys. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Follow me on Instagram. Please like this video if you haven't liked this. Send this video to somebody. Let's enjoy the rest of the day. And I'll see you guys tomorrow at 10 a.m. Let's run it.